little extra layer of pressure.
Diving to get that is Hampton. And nice serve there from Samedy in Minnesota. Their setter, Jenna Hampton, who's serving now, their libero from last weekend. Back row attack, my goodness, Samedy with some power.
Kelly handling this ball really nicely, but I like how Shaftmaster just lays that this country's ever seen.
She's the #1 overall recruit in the #1 overall recruiting class. Kudryshova right up against that block, the 12th point here from Minnesota.
And they're used to having to find their way around it a little bit more.
Blossom now back to serve. She had the service error in her first attempt here to begin the match in the cross court. It's the ankle that always gets me with Stephanie Samedy.
Well, you'll see here with McGraw just nailing this pass.
Minnesota coming into tonight with a 6-0 record. And you see Penn State's 2-0 record. They've had to go through some COVID protocol where they've had to postpone 4 different matches. A powerful swing again on the right side from Samedy.
So cute, so cute.
Again, the hashtag B1G Block Party. Maybe we'll show your photo. Getting involved in the action. Samedy right down, and again, that's just a tough angle to defend.
Defend for sure, but you'll see Serena Gray's right hand. She needs a drop.
Maddie Bilanovic with the serve, where she had to be the libero for Penn State last weekend. There's a high approach and just that range, the hang time.
Right at the middle, that's a hard ball to get out of the way of as well.
That one sailing over, Samedy ends it with an exclamation point.
That's just silly. It's just such an unbelievable swing. She gets on it so fast and hard. Her hands on it, but angle her whole body towards back into the court.
2 blocks now for Horde, and the back row attack there for Samedy. You highlighted that.
Block. Just get caught inside the court. Clark is here with the setter. You got to know it. You got to be on it. And that's something you don't want to do is leave her alone.
Parker with the approach. Shaftmaster. Shaftmaster has choices now, and it's a good choice to go to Samedy for Penn State as a program. Bilanovic again with the up. Fitzpatrick with the swing. Pittman. Good pancake there from Parker. Shaftmaster again to Samedy. It's going to be one of those matches again for Stephanie Samedy.
Yes, and I tell you, so much of this is because of Kelly and McGraw.
Like have a first team versus a second team when we practice, and therefore everyone is kind of prepared to fill in for someone. I don't know if you could fill in for Stephanie Samedy. she's special.
It's tough.
She's one of a kind.
You're going to see Kelly nailing this ball and Shaftmaster laying it and gets burned.
4 kills, 10 digs, 28 assists for the freshman setter for Minnesota. Here she is again going to the back row for Samedy. I mean, you know it's coming. You know it's coming. Kudryshova back in this match here for Penn State and back to serve. Here's Samedy's first look of the 3rd set. And looking like she's been looking all match.
8 hands, it's a perfect set. I just love that about Regan Pittman. She's so good.
She's got 51 career assists, making 52 after that. Shaftmaster this time, and the touch for Rollins. Quick play here defensively from both of these teams, and you know, we just see a change of pace. Shaftmaster to Samedy.
Right, that was able to block the ball.
And again, a tough block. Shaftmaster, the back set there to Samedy. Make it 22 on the match. Fitzpatrick with the off speed. Oh, Samedy with the pancake. Good defense on both sides, and it ends with the block from Regan Pittman. There's a nice look from Shea Rubright. with the swing. She's getting more playing time as a middle blocker here for Minnesota in the last few matches. Samedy going off hands, and it's a 4-1 start for Minnesota. Back to serve is the libero, Jenna Hampton. Welcome in the new audience who just watched Purdue defeat Michigan. Our doubleheader of Big Ten volleyball continues, and now you're watching number 5 versus number 8, Minnesota and Penn State, in night 2 and round 2, and Stephanie Samedy getting a point there.
Just almost looks effortless with her.
Hit 250 in that Saturday match against Penn State and 11 kills. There's Rollins responding there in the backcourt. The tip from Rubright. Kudryshova will send it over. Back row attack, that's Parker trying to read the defense. Landfair again, but it's Hampton with the response. Kudryshova right into the net and right into the Gopher block.
Minnesota doing a nice job on their floor defense, but of course at the net as well. Say Rubright getting there closed and serving it with pace. And that's the improvement that Penn State needs this evening.
7 aces on the year for Pete. That's the first ace for Penn State in this match, and trying to get the back line. Minnesota gets the touch that time.
That's right. There's a lot of big setters in the country right now, getting bigger and bigger, like you said. A lot of talented setters.
Bump set and the back row attack there for Samedy. That is one thing that Penn State wanted to try to avoid here tonight.
Well, and this is where Schaffmaster can just kind of lay that ball up there.
Call Pede, who didn't play on Saturday, getting some serving time here tonight. Samedy changing speeds, and there is the set winner. We got a chance to talk to Dennis Hohenschelt about this matchup, and he said it literally can come down to sometimes, can you come up with the 1 or 2 adjustments from the first match to the second match, and that can literally make a difference. Again, this is a Penn State team that had to follow COVID protocol, so they missed the first 4 matches, and slowly but surely getting their roster back from the back court again. Samedy.
Now, it's hard to stop this swing, but this is one of those swings that you just, as an opponent,
targeting Wenis there in the backcourt, and Samedy, a 10-foot shot. Hampton, it was a short serve that time. Parker and McGraw with the answer. Samedy.
Hard hit ball right here in the cross court, and you see Schaffmaster get lined up perfectly, working on getting it to go out of bounds, and it did. It's a nice tool.
Oh, the block is there that time. They tried to tool.
Owens just with that finish, clipping the tape.
Schaffmaster leaving it up. How about it? How did you know it's your not?
Such a nice play by her. But you'll see Hampton come in for the tip. She knows she's going to tip the ball.
Penn State or Minnesota looking to even this match if they're trying to take the 4th set here. That will work here for the Gophers. It's another ace. Serving has been so strong. Number 8.
Over.
Previous career high was 9, and Samedy floating for it for the point.
She certainly does.
They went to her 60 times last night. They've gone to her 46 times already this evening. Make it 47 with 17 kills in the match. Blossom at the net. Kudryshova has had a good match for Penn State. Where does Blossom go? She goes Hord's way again, and Penn State has its first point of the 5th. Blossom to Hord, and Samedy keeping it up. There's Landfair going off the block that time, and now it's a 2-point edge.
It's a big dig by Samedy, just keeping that ball alive. And again, that's Landfair.
Now we are rolling inside Cliff Keen Arena. That was pushed over by Taylor Trammell in the middle, true freshman for Purdue. Some great freshmen on both sides as that last ball on the dig by Otek literally hit the rafters inside Cliff Keen. Great block by Purdue, something they did so well last night.
Yeah, how about that? 17 blocks for Purdue. But the reason she's able to do that is her arm is up, nice and high, and she contacts at such a high point with a fast whip.
Merzik into the block of Purdue. That has been an aspect of Purdue's game that has carried over from last night. Their block looks strong again. And it is still Marissa Hornung's serve. She goes cross court with a floater in the middle. Kayla Bear blocked up front, and fittingly, it's the Purdue block that seals a set one win. Bear stuffed by Newton, who can do it all for Purdue. Here's J.L. Johnson with the serve right into the middle. Merzik blocked ferociously. Hayley Bush on the pin, one of the block tandem there for Purdue. She can really do everything statistically.
That's going to take anything, out of system balls and tempo balls, and she can do something with them.
Trammell in the middle. Great dig by Johnson, the setter. Here's Jones. Otek was waiting. Grace Cleveland. Johnson in the middle sets Merzik. That was a fun one-on-one battle. Merzik versus Trammell, the two freshmen. Sydney Hilly tape. Merzik is blocked, and here comes Purdue. It's a 3-point set now.
Really nicely played. Grace Cleveland up.
Penn State and Minnesota wrap up the weekend in Big Ten volleyball. Paige Jones turned away by Trammell in the middle. And Purdue now at 375. Big serve that time from Michigan's libero, Hannah Grant. And an even bigger swing from Newton. Here's Pertovsky, the native of Los Angeles, to the back row. Otek digs it. Bush pushes to the pin, and Chin with the swing and kill.
Nice high swing there. Good. Nice job. She's not used to that, but I'm sure she understands her position right now with Michigan just returning to play this weekend.
That was the look she had on her face, determination. And there's a good ball to the back corner by Trammell, the precocious freshman. Paige Jones beginning her junior season and stepping into more of a vocal leadership role. This is her team now, Mark Rosen says, but that was Caitlin Newton's kill for Purdue, and a huge serve coming up for Hayley Bush as Grace Cleveland is. Well, how about a rotation for Jess Robinson? That was outstanding. That rides the tape. Kept alive, but a point for Purdue, and they're looking at set point once again. Defense first middle blocker, but a couple of kills, actually 3 kills now in this match, and Maddie Chin picks up kill number 5.
Went right down the line. It was perfect. Merzik's a little late, reached out.
Here's Jenna Otek, good serve. Jones was ready for it. Pertovsky after a beautiful ball in the middle from Johnson. Cleveland, boy, she just skied and did nothing more than touch that ball over.
No, don't change it until they stop it, until they're able to. Those balls aren't all the way out to the pin. They're kind of inside. But if you notice their takeoff, their approach, it's very fast. They're in the air when the setter sets.
Some great digging from both teams here. Here's Paige Jones, tipped up by Johnson. Hornung over to Cleveland, who's having a great start to the third set. Here's Jones. Otek pushes it up to Bush. Cleveland again. She's got springs in her legs.
They use their hands a lot on defense, and it forces the offense to go a little bit faster than what the defense on the other side wants. Does everyone understand that? So the block is forced to make those decisions a lot faster. Very fast offense.
And Kendall Murray on the floor for Michigan, true freshman. Bush with the back set to Cleveland from way back, and a point for Purdue. 6 total practices for the third-team All-American before the start of the year. And we're not making excuses or anything like that, but to see her playing at this high of a level really says a lot about her talent. But Purdue's awfully talented collectively in this set.
Jones, she doesn't use it as an excuse.
No.
And that's why she's a captain out there. Every day she's going to come in.
Rallies have favored Michigan as Johnson serves. Why do you think that is?
Well, they're just holding tight. They play really good defense. They're gritty. Purdue likes to score those fast points. Volleyball. And they wait for you to make the mistake. That's their kind of style.
Right back to Jones, and the ball is booted. Grant keeps it alive. Quick set in the middle to Johnson. Jones. Bush over to Newton. Pushed up by Pertosky after a rocket coming back from Grant. Great defensive stand for Michigan, but enough's enough, says Grace Cleveland. She finishes set 3 with her 13th kill of the match.
Purdue.
So we go to the 4th with Purdue back in the driver's. Well-rounded player, 5 digs and 4 blocks as well for Newton. Here she is on the attack. Gorgeous. Able to hang in the air long enough to read the defense.
And the second time around, she's hitting a back row attack out of the right side.
Repeatedly for Purdue in sets 3 and really now in set 4 especially. Paige Jones, that ball is still alive, pushed over by Merzick. A collision between Otek and Hornung. There's Cleveland with the cleanup duty and another kill, 17 for the junior. It's a bona fide Final Four caliber team. They look better than they did last year. Cleveland, big time swing.
That was a big time swing. No block. Nice team effort there. Perfect pass, perfect set.
Match number 8 for Purdue, just number 2 for Michigan. Wolverines, you can see it, are working out some kinks right now, but there's a lot of talent on this roster, and it's a hard environment to learn when you've got Grace Cleveland taking swings like that.
Can do. She's only been back in action a few matches, and boy.
She had 5 attacks, 0 kills, 3 errors, but really turning that around here today in College Park. Rath will try once again going cross court, right into the waiting arms of Cox. Now Franklin will go down the middle. There's the off speed once again from Rath. A joust at the net falls back to the Spartan side. Franklin on the left side this time. Gardner hits an overpass. Franklin gets a second opportunity and goes through the block. Michigan State up to a dozen. See once again a nice opportunity from Gardner, but Cullen collects. Back set, and it ends up back on the Spartan side once again. Here's Cox with a bump set for Franklin into the block, and it falls on Maryland's side. Credit the kill to Franklin, credit the point to Michigan State. Here's the libero Cox back at the line. Alford for Pritchard into the block. The front line for Michigan State has been fantastic today. I will send Talia Edmonds to the line next. The redshirt sophomore out of Kalamazoo. As here's Alford once again setting it up for Pritchard. Nicely done to back it up by Franklin. And Lewis will have to send it over. Now Cox, bump sets. Kabengele sends it long. There's that defense you were talking about though, Jeremy, from Sarah Franklin in the open. A Maryland Terrapin jersey. 6th all time in this storied program. Cullen's able to set it up for Franklin out of the back row. Found the hole in the defense, and Michigan State has 6 set points in their pocket. Lewis's father, Cedric, played right here at Maryland in the late 80s and early 90s. Remember, one of those great Terrapin squads. Here's Sarah Franklin, and she's got a whole lot of volleyball talent.
Being 5 kills for her now on 13 attempts. Not the best hitting percentage, but just putting out on offense, defense.
So here's the sophomore Floridian, Rebecca Rath. It falls to Cullen. And now Franklin on the left side sneaks into the back corner. And Celia Cullen has been excellent today.
They have to keep working that.
It's definitely been the duo of Gardner and Pritchard so far for the Terps. Adam Hughes would like to get the rest of his offense involved more. Here's Pritchard. Cox is able to collect it though. Cullen for Kronowski goes off speed, and Alford did well to step up. Now Bergio. Back bump set for Pritchard right into the block. Naya Gross once again and the Michigan State bench as Cox goes back to the line.
Well done by Gross.
And her mother, Pecco, won NAIA and AIAW championships at the University of Hawaii in Hilo. And here's Cullen setting it up for Franklin. Point for the Spartans once again. We're going right down the line. Where does Alford go to next? Finds Jones, but Michigan State backing up well. Now here's Franklin. Too hot to handle for Nicole Alford. Mount Morris, Michigan, as we take another look at that attack.
Get this setback, but this is promising for the future of this match.
That one's collected by Edmonds. Cullen for Franklin once again, gets a running start and puts it on the floor. Really highly recruited class of freshmen for Maryland, number 19 in the nation, but she reclassified when she was in high school to join Maryland early. That's an overpass back onto the Michigan State side. Cullen, back set for Franklin. Celia Cullen with excellent vision, eyes in the back of her head.
As we've mentioned throughout, has just been pinpoint with her passes.
Rath goes off for the block on her attack. Now a joust at the net falls back onto Michigan State side. One more time for Kabengele, an overpass sends it right back to the Spartans. Cullen will set it up for a little slide. Alford dumps it over. Heady play from Nicole Alford, but the Spartans keep it going. Now here's Gardner. Alford dumps it over once again. Edmonds with a diving stop. Franklin goes off of her back foot and deflects off of a block. Now Alford, Pritchard out of the back row. Long rally here between the Spartans and the Terrapins, and it's a pancake block to try to keep it alive. Bergio kicks it, and it will be a Michigan State point. And the Terps and Spartans can exhale. Here's Bergio's serve. Here's Cullen with a back set for Franklin. Goes off speed, and Sarah Franklin dips into her bag of tricks to get Michigan State back up by 4.
Erica Pritchard has put together in the early goings of this season as Bergio serves it. Returned by the Spartans, and Franklin's going to pick up her first kill today. We were just talking about what Sarah Franklin can do. Spartans with the point. Back to the service line. Cox's serve returned by Maryland. Gardner pushes it over. A diving Cullen comes in, and the Spartans earn the third point.
#1 hitter right now. And again, serve to Pritchard.
Really good point there, and you see it go back to Pritchard, and we see Maryland struggle to return it. Both benches applaud as Hayley Rubino comes back into the game. Rubino serves, bumps that one back, and it's going to give Michigan State the point. About how it seemed like Michigan State was kind of targeting Pritchard going in that direction with the serves, and Maryland quickly changes it up, earns that point. So
And it earned that point.
she's a senior now on this team, serving as a leader. She's always worked hard, and he said that he thinks that her work ethic has been very strong as
There
Michigan
goes
State
that
is
pipe set again from Franklin in the back row. Be ready for that shoot C.
Rath on the serve. Sarah Franklin with a thunderous kill. And Michigan State knots this one up out of timeouts. So it's all volleyball here. Rubino. Sam Bergio serves it. Franklin works it over. Bergio fields it. Pritchard runs toward the bench, hops back over. Michigan State on the return. Tapped over and finding the perfect spot, and the Spartans lead by 1. And opening a 5-1 advantage on the Spartans. Franklin, Cullen, and Michigan State looking to change that, and they do immediately. It becomes 5-2 after Sarah Franklin. Home spike there by Sarah Franklin.
One set that just worked so beautifully, and then Sarah Franklin just comes up into the front.
Leader in kills for Michigan State, but in the whole match today, Erica Pritchard already in double figures with 10 herself. Rebecca Rath bumps it over the net. Cullen gets it over, and Franklin played by Bergio, and then Michigan State ends up with the point.
With ease and everywhere on the court.
Sam Bergio is the libero this year amid the departure of Allegra Rivas. Here is Nicole Alford. Celia Collins going to get it over toward Kabengele. Rebecca Rath trying a light one, and now Pritchard, a nice play to keep that one alive. Bergio is going to bump it over the net. Kabengele delivering a big spike. To Maryland's side it goes. Erica Pritchard over to the other side now. Cox setting it up for Franklin, who gets the kill, and Michigan State wins that big volley. Round it goes. Nicole Alford for Jada Gardner, and blocked by Sarah Franklin and Michigan State. So take another look at that one. Michigan State Volleyball on the Big Ten Network. Shane Connick, Adora Luster here with you from Xfinity Center Pavilion in College Park, Maryland. Sam Bergio to Nicole Alford, to Erica Pritchard. Fielded nicely by Michigan State. It's going to get back to Sarah Franklin, and it's going to go just inside, and Michigan State with the point.
Nice little line roll.
Look at that, I just hate it. Kind of a consistent schedule in a way. They're preparing for that same opponent to face twice. Michigan State with that point, 21-17. They are once again fired up. Sarah Franklin. And Hayley Rubino can't quite get to that one, and it is set point. Bergio to Alford, to Pritchard, knocked down as the Michigan State Spartans get another point. Another nicely placed spike and kill from the freshman phenom, Sarah Franklin. At the service line once again. Celia Cullen over to Sarah Franklin. Into the rafters it goes after Rath. Alford keeps it alive. Bergio has to get it over. She does. Cullen over on the other side. Bergio for Jada Gardner, and blocked by Nia Gross. There is huge on that block. That was her.